And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you are out finding Molly and cheering here for LoLPro as they need to grab themselves a win here in order to put themselves on the board, because right now they're down 1-0 up against LMQ on your right-hand side. LoLPro, of course, here on your left. War 100% pick on Laud, looking real good in that bottom lane. Came out all right again. Very strong numbers early on in that last game, but by the end of it, I mean, we saw what happened when Draven got a kill, Malphus.
Yeah, he picked up 1,096 gold off his passive and just kind of proceeded to dominate the rest of the game. That's kind of what happened when he picked up the one kill. But honestly, even before that happened, so much of that game was on Wei Xiao's shoulders. Wei Xiao he farmed like a madman, got really big, was able to dominate the game with his ability to poke, control the pacing of engagements, and keep towers alive for longer periods of time. And that combined with LMQ's superior map control, finding opportunities to teleport for dragons, finding opportunities to teleport Mundo in for barons, just proved to be too much for LoLPro to really handle. And LMQ picked up a really nice, come from behind win.
And the teleport is something that we're not going to be seeing here in game number 2. Typically, we have only really seen it on Mundos. Not entirely too sure we've actually seen a teleport in any other champion in this NA Grand Series, let alone the Grand Finals. But we do have the triple ignites for both teams. The one exhaust somewhere? No, actually no exhausts. Triple ignites, the smite, and the barrier for each team. And again, everyone basically just sitting in their proper lanes. And again, Wei Xiao versus Nijak. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. But I'm going to be keeping my eye on Sona to see exactly what Moore does.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting to watch exactly how he's be able to play this out. So you can see he's already got the first power core down with the Hymn of Valor. He puts that down onto Lopali and just continues trying to force some trades, force some harass early on here. And so far, he's coming out ahead.
Yeah, a little bit of a deviation there from the typical Dorn starts, but he does have the coins, so with that extra regen in level 2, should be able to get himself the heals that he needs, but still being ever aggressive. Nice dodge there, Moore, at the end of it. Does have the biscuits as well as a potion on top of that, so he's looking for a sustain game, but he can still afford to be aggressive with that long-range Q. And yeah, again, it's just, I think it's really going to be a first blood down here sometime soon.
Yeah, this isn't working out all that well for Moore, really. He's taking a lot of harass every time he tries to step forward and get anything done here. He is going to hit level 2, so he'll have the heal available to him, and Lopali gets caught out stepping forward.
Yeah, Vasili's going to be trying to punish out the Lulu just as much as he can. Moore still taking those shots. Ward does go down, but Laud can actually turn that around with the net. That's going to be the Piltover forcing out the flash, and it's going to be the return. Vasili picks up first blood against the Lulu. Now has to try to go up against Laud. I don't think Laud's going to quite press it because we still got that pocket healer in the back.
Absolutely, that was just Moore was such a tasty target there. Everyone committed so incredibly hard to try to make that one happen, and they just did not respect the amount of damage that Vasili was capable of. Vasili able to grab up that first blood, and we're seeing that trademark bot lane aggression out of LMQ.
And this is actually a little bit of a new position coming forward here for Laud, because typically they don't give out the first blood and really strong numbers. I mean, you usually see Laud getting really, really far ahead, and I don't think that's going to happen. You got Vi coming down here as well. That's going to be the flash forward. Red and blue not going to be enough to grab him, but he is going to be forced out of lane. And now, Lulu just has to kind of deal with it. Mid, Wei Xiao going to go real low. And so far, Jackie's showing us how to deal with that Yasuo.
Exactly, that's what I was talking about, being able to use the root to kind of cut down on Yasuo's mobility. As soon as Wei Xiao used an E to go through one of the creeps, he just got locked up and wasn't able to get himself back out, which is what a lot of Yasuo's early play style is contingent upon. Darting in, getting good damage down, darting back out, and just kind of winning trades very, very quickly like that. He had no opportunity to do so, and he's going to have to flash away, but here's the 2v2.
Yeah, Heaven Time coming in at the exact same for the counter. Heaven Time going to drop a little low. I think Jackie actually getting the worst of that one as Wei Xiao was already hurt, but that was also the flash from Wei Xiao. So it was a good attempt. I mean, Heaven Time flashing forward for the Sonic Wave after the Rune Prison there from Nijaki. Should have worked, but, the flash is defeated. Next time, it definitely will. No, Heaven Time's going to go in for the kill. He's going to pay for it with his own life, but big aggression from both sides.
Yeah, Wei Xiao's going to be the one to get that kill, so that's going to help him out quite a bit as far as getting himself back into this one, having the extra gold, even though he has to go back to base and will be a little bit behind on CS on that one, just because of the fact. Actually, no, Jackie isn't going to be able to stick around and clear the wave out because he's too afraid of the damage output that No Name is capable of. So the double buffs are now, well, all the buffs are now missing from the side of LoLPro. No Name still has his blue buff available to him for a little while. And, I like the aggressive play. I like that Heaven Time is willing to commit to try to set his laners ahead. But as it is, that kill getting traded back over is kind of going to set back a lot of what he worked to make happen.
Rise didn't even get the assist out of that trade, by the way. So that's even a little bit more hurtful because the kill did go the way of Wei Zhao.
Eesh, that's pretty rough. Wei Zhao, you see, nice timing with the wind wall there, able to cut down 1 and maybe even 2 overloads there.
Whew, good damage being returned there on top of Jackie. We do got a pause coming out. Not going to say anything at all, but we do got a few moments here just to try to reset a few things. In terms of gold, you can already see LMQ with that 2-kill lead and some pretty strong farming numbers across the board. I have taken almost 1,000 gold here at the 5-minute mark. And again, I mean, this is a little bit of a stranger position there from Laud as we do resume out the game. Vasily, however, he's going to try to make something of it here on top of Laud. But even if they do chase him out, LoPro is on the wrong side of this exchange. He's just going to get 2v1 and down. 0-2-0 for the Yordle. And Laud again forced to retreat. And he's going to just suffer under that creep deficit for a bit longer.
And this is exactly how much pressure Vasily is capable of adding in with that early phase. That Q is going to land.
Yeah, and this is the combo that we were looking for in that last attack. Pro Knight Jackie with the pro shot at the end does pick up the kill on top of Yasuo. No flash that time. And again, Prison into Sonic Wave is just mind-blowing me here at this point.
This is really impressive play coming out from Heaven Time. This is 2 games in a row. He's been absolutely terrifying on this Lee Sin in the early game, getting so much work done for his team, picking up the first kill, now setting up the kill for Jackie in the mid lane, kind of making up for Jackie not getting the assist in the last engagement. I'm really impressed by Heaven Time's early game play.
So getting Jackie that kill, he does already have that tier, so likely, based upon previous games, he'll go tier into the Rod of Ages. And, you know, if you can get that about the 14, 15-minute mark, seems to be about when he typically does grant that gold. So Jackie does have himself that Mana Crystal now coming forward and the Ruby, so it's very likely going to be that route. In the bot, again, 47 creeps to the 35 of Caitlyn and Laud, a bit more on the back foot. But if they can start, you know, really coming back and playing to their strengths and just play the farm game and stop dropping kills, they might be actually able to come back to that for parity.
But as we can see, LOD, he has no CS advantage that we saw out of him in the last game. Even with the target's brace, he was still able to maintain like a 10 to 15 CS lead because of the extreme pressure that Caitlyn's able to apply early on. This game, we're seeing nothing of the sort. We're just seeing Vasily and Moore kind of roll all over this lane with the 2 early kills and the extra CS lead because of that. So he's got the Phage first, which if he goes in for the full Trinity Force, he's going to be able to complete that pretty ahead of Caitlyn. We'll see what happens with Heaven Time coming down for this gank.
Glitter Lance was positioned just to try to catch up Vasily there as he does do that dash, but didn't quite reach the intended target. So Heaven Time showing his face. Will be some decent pressure down here. We'll give a little bit of space to breathe here for Laud as he has, you know, been farming up a good storm here. A lot of last hits now going his way and still trading off those auto attacks up against Moore. You can see Moore suffering a little bit in terms of the mana. He also did come back to lane with the Ruby Crystal, so this kind of build really reminds me a little bit of like his Annie builds as well.
The other thing that's interesting about this lane is that LOD actually went for a second Doran's Blade, which is something that has become significantly less common of late. A lot of AD carries really do not like, because of the fact basically that stacking Doran's Blades isn't as good as it used to be. So a lot of AD carries really do not like setting themselves another 440 gold behind on picking up their big item spikes. But there was just so much pressure in this lane early on, and LOD was a little bit nervous about whether he'd have enough sustain and whether he'd have enough tankiness to really get himself through it, that he went ahead and invested that extra 440 gold. So that's even further that Vasily is going to be ahead as they start moving through their item builds, and that 440 gold really becomes pretty crucial towards finishing a big item. LOD is able to get himself out of the range of the Assault and Battery, so very nicely avoids that Vi gank.
Yeah, Vi over the wall trying to make a commotion there in the bot lane. We also had Lee Sin coming up to the top. Unfortunately, Wards did spot out both of them. That's going to be a transference into the Dragon. Already down to half health here from LMQ. Looking for a pre-10-minute Dragon, and this doesn't seem like there's much LoLPro can do about it. The global gold is going to go into the pockets of LMQ, and they're nearly 2,000 gold ahead now at the almost 10-minute mark.
That's just the strength of the bot lane being ahead and the pressure that Vi is able to bring at level 6. Vasily gets polymorphed up.
Yeah, possibly a bad engage here. That's going to be the culling. Did we actually have the ace ready to go from Lod? We did, but did not decide to use it. Still Vasily with the culling down. He's going to be out of that lane. That will, again, just allow the farm. Mid, however, there's going to be a big fight. Jackie a little immobile after that gank. No Name coming in with the synergy on top of Yasuo. That could be it for Heaven Time, and it will be. Wei Zhao grabs himself that kill, and one to Vi as well. So 2,000 gold to almost 3 now.
And this is the power of Vi. Once you hit level 6, you just have such a huge power spike. He's level 8 now. This one Ackerman going for the dive on Hanser. He's going to have to back himself away. But basically, once that fight got fully initiated, like once they were really embroiled in that one, Vi is so good in 2v2 situations that pretty much the only way he was going to get out of that is if he held his flash until the Vault Breaker actually started moving forward and then was able to flash that out. Beyond that, it's really difficult to create enough space to get away from a Vi, and she has enough early damage to really kind of punish you for any sort of situation like that. And now you see it's actually a completed Spirit of the Elder Lizard, so the amount of damage that No Name is going to be capable of is just colossal right now.
Ackerman is finally going to throw down that Dominus and take home a new pair of Dragon Shoes, but Heaven Time is immediately there, able to capitalize on the exchange. An assist, I believe, also going the way of... no! Wait! Heaven Time didn't get anything out of that.
Oh, he just burned under the Ignite plus the tower shot, huh? That's rough.
I was just looking at the kill thing. It said only Hanser. So if we didn't even get an assist out of that, Heaven Time just reaps the experience. So maybe not the cash in his pocket, but that's an interesting way to go. Bottom lane, Vasily and Lod going to be going back and forth. Ace in the hole landing on top of Sona just has to force her back. The Ignite goes out from Low Pally, but that's again not going to be a kill. Still, LOD and Low, they're just really dealing with this bottom lane on their own. Very little engagement from their Lee Sin. No Name, however, does find the Lee Sin, and Wei Zhao is right there to capitalize.
That is the strength of the Vi Yasuo composition. Is just that the range is so large on Last Breath, and if he's able to find an opportunity to dive in like that, he's gonna be able to pick up so many kills. Heaven Time getting way too aggressive, trying to clear that pink ward out without knowing 100% where No Name is and what cooldowns he has up. Now No Name's coming down to the bottom with no ult.
No ult, but that does not matter. That gap close right there on top of Lulu is more than enough, and yeah, Lod has to get out of that. He has taken this creep lead, Lod. If you take a quick look though, Wei Zhao in the mid. Is he actually going to be able to outlive the damage there from Jackie? Does look like he will. And we're now also looking up top as Ackerman does push back LoLPro as well. So death and not a return kill there for Jackie. LoLPro is not looking so good this early game.
Yeah, Jackie ended up trading out his flashes there. Was almost able to take that one down. Very, very close. But just Wei Zhao had his ultimate available as well and just did not have the damage output. And so much of that is just because of the fact that Heaven Time hasn't been there for Jackie this game the way he was in the last game. He hasn't been able to create so much extra space for Night Jackie, and Night Jackie is getting a little desperate to pick up some kills on his own because he's seeing his lane opponent pick up these kills, and now he feels like he has to come back in. Heaven Time gonna isolate more.
Yeah, the safeguard into the Dragon Kick, an excellent kill there for Heaven Time. An assist going the way of LOD as well, so... Finally, a little bit of jungle intervention. But again, I mean, Lod playing to his strengths. He's now up in terms of the farm. But I still think he's overall down in gold. Yeah, there's still 500 between him as well as Vasily. But, well, we'll have to see if they can get this tower to try to close that gap.
And now we see they're trying to take down this tower as quickly as they can. They will be able to take this one down. And this is really where Caitlyn shines more than any other AD carry. It's just the ability to quickly and safely push down towers. So LoLPro really need to get their rotation started up. They really need to start moving that Caitlyn around to other lanes and creating lots of space for LOD to start taking down these towers.
Wei Zhao and No Name possibly going off to visit out the red. Jackie was, there. Oh, that is going to be the combo. Jackie just gets absolutely chunked down, and Wei Zhao sitting pretty at 4-1 with the assist there of Vi and Sona.
And again, this Vi Yasuo is going to be a huge problem for LoLPro. Wei Zhao is just going to continue to get fed. Every isolated target like that is going to fall down. And this is just with the static shiv. We saw yesterday in a game where Yasuo with static shiv was doing all right, and then he hit a big power spike when he completed the Infinity Edge and just picked up a quick pentakill. It was just like, oh, okay, I guess that's what Yasuo does. So they need to be really careful that they do not allow Wei Zhao to pick those items up any quicker than he already is. You see Jackie is yet to pick up a single piece of armor, and this is a huge huge problem for LoLPro.
Well, again, he is going for that Rod of Ages, but we're now almost hitting that 15-minute mark, and this is usually the optimal time, before 15, between 12 and 14 is, I want to say, the more optimal time to pick that up. So anytime that he does delay this, it just means that his combat stats of his will take that much longer to accumulate. But, top lane again, suffering there from LMQ. Wei Zhao saw the dead tower bottom, gets his own there in the mid, and we're still almost, we're still climbing this gold difference, almost 5,000 gold between them.
Alright, so Wei Zhao. Wei Zhao is going to be the biggest problem on the map right now, is basically what it comes down to. He's almost got enough gold to go back and pick himself up a BF sword as well, to just continue spiking his damage output. And you can see he's already not having any issues tonight, Jackie. Here comes Ackerman.
Yeah, Jackie has to just try to get out of that one. Lod is actually being chased down by Vasily in the bottom. The multiple kills, multiple lanes. The wild growth does go off, just tries to keep everyone alive on the LoLPro side. They do actually take out the Vi, but they did lose out Lod, so a big spike of damage now gone out of this fight. Ackerman is going to get out of that one with a 4-man crescendo from Moore. But Bro denied Jackie again with the Bro shot there at the end of it. Haunter going to get real low, flashes out, tries to get out of it, but the cleanup is huge with Vasily coming in with that double. And all of a sudden, that was a near ace at the 16-minute mark against LoLPro.
So basically the big thing that didn't go for LMQ there was the fact that No Name has got a lot of damage, but that's all he's got, is just a lot of damage. He does not have a lot of tankiness just yet. So he died very, very early on, finding himself in that one. And then the big thing that went really well for LMQ was that they were able to stall that engagement out and buy enough time for Vasily to come in from the side and just do what Vasily does. Clean up every kill. The Trinity Force giving him so much additional mobility. As these targets start falling down, he gets all this extra move speed from the Phage component of the Trinity Force and just runs through and helps his team clean everything up. 5-0-2 now on Vasily's Lucian, and there is no sign of LoLPro being able to keep LMQ down in this game.
Yeah, 13-6, and we're only 17 minutes in. The gold lead has now jumped up to 6,000. You see No Name just thinking of trying to set it up. Here comes Ackerman, just clears out the waves with that Tiamat, no problem. But the tower siege will continue. Could be the undoing here of LoLPro, but Wei Zhao is actually nowhere near. So it's not going to be death for breakfast quite yet for them. But basically, as you say, turrets are going down. Vasily was able to actually solo down Lod before joining that fight. And there goes No Name with the synergy, and Wei Zhao again, another kill. Dragon's kick on top of Vi is not going to be enough to stop this double. Flash forward there from No Name, looking for the rest. Wei Zhao's not quite done. He goes for the triple on top of Lod. And now Heaven Time going to be running for it, as Haunter was nowhere near that fight. But this could be a tower in the favor of LMQ.
Yeah, we see Wei Zhao ends up picking up 3 kills, and his first thought is, where's everybody else? I want to get the Penna again. He's just so strong right now. Every single time No Name pops the ult, he's going to have the last breath there, and he's going to be able to just chunk people down, pick up so many additional kills on the follow-through, and just abuse that mobility and the extreme damage output to continue killing people. He's got the gold to go back and finish up an Infinity Edge right now, so that ridiculously massive power spike I was talking about before, he's about to hit it right now. As soon as he clears up these double golems, and if he decides to head back to base after this, that's exactly what he's doing. Here comes the Infinity Edge. Here comes the 90 or 95% crit chance. And here comes him just running through everybody.
149 creeps, 7-2 and 4. Pretty impressive stuff. 129 creeps and 502 there for the Lucian on top of that. So Trinity Force, Infinity Edges, it is looking bleak for this game number 2 of LoLPro, as Ackerman back to his normal devices of just pushing down that top. Again, really strong creep scores from both sides. Really, it's just Shyvana up top. She's a little lower there from Ackerman, but it is leading the team. And sorry, Haunter at the top, leading the team. But I usually do see that on Lod.
Oh, Vasily, he wants his kill!
And I think he's going to get it. There's absolutely nothing Lod could do about it. He throws down the trap and he just dashes over it. Amazing stuff. Heaven Time going to get caught out here by Wei Zhao. That's the wild growth from him, as we got this gank up top. Could be really, really painful here for Haunter. Does not have that Dragon's Descent. That's going to be the Assault and Battery. Ackerman with the Dominus. Moore, however, taking down Lulu. We finally get a shutdown there on top of Jackie, but there goes Shyvana. She has now dropped. Is Moore going to try to fight 2v1? Oh yeah,
he just wants to buy time. He wants Vasily to get here.
Because that's exactly the reason why. Culling comes out and Jackie can't do anything about it. Dashes forward with the double. And I could say that was a successful call if I've ever seen one.
Vasily using the Relentless Pursuit plus the calling, knowing that he's going to get the refresh on Relentless Pursuit, using that to pick up both kills and now responding with the rest of his team to the Baron. LMQ, what can you even say? Vasily and more, I'm speechless. The amount of bloodthirstiness for more, and the fact that Vasily is always there right in the nick of time. LoLPro consistently sticking around just a little bit too long for their own good, and LMQ go full Lomo on this one, and there's the surrender vote.
20-minute surrender. Lomo is definitely a great way to say GG. I think that translates basically out, right? Lomo equals GG. 21-7 and 13,000 gold difference. Game number 2 was definitely a whirlwind of activity, but this is why you ban Yasuo, guys. We have seen Yasuo bans before. We haven't seen it today, and now I fully suspect we're going to have it there in game number 3. So, Malphus, last thoughts on that before we get rolling?
Don't let LMQ get Vi Yasuo again. Just don't do it. And the thing is that Vasily got so ahead that I'm not even sure that the Vi Yasuo were really going to be the biggest problems. I think just the fact that Vasily kind of went on a rampage and just ran through everything is going to end up being probably the biggest issue. You see Wei Xiao ends up with 9.2 thousand gold here at the 20-minute mark. How often do you see a team get beaten so soundly that they just go for the immediate 20-minute surrender? That has got to be extremely demoralizing, and we'll see if LoLPro can snap back for game number 3.
Well, we can hope that they keep it together. Game number 3 will be coming at you in just a few moments here, ladies and gentlemen. But again, we'd like to extend our thanks and well wishes to Esports Venture because they are sponsoring this and making this tournament happen. $350 on the line, and part of the reason is them right there. We do have a link on our chat, and you can actually use our chat to use your signups, get yourself some bonus stuff, and actually bet on what's going on here. If you open up their page, you will see that you can bet on a lot of the major gaming organizations out there in the esports matchups. So League of Legends has a very prominent section. You can just go out there and let's say, LMQ and LoLPro. That's probably on there. I can say with almost absolute certainty, and that is a bettable object. You just click on the game, you enter your amount, bada bing, bada boom, you win some cash. It's pretty straightforward stuff out of there. If you do sign up, though, use the Chaos TV reference code to get yourself an extra 10% and a €5 bonus when you open up your account. Pretty generous of Esports Venture, and we do thank them for this game series. Game number 3 coming your way in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.